You're tuned in to Ask the Master Auto Technician. Car questions? Get answers right now. Call 850-763-0555.
James Auto Center, we fix it right, guaranteed. Beep, 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 yeah.
All right, good morning for our second half of our show, Ask the Master Auto Technician with James Morris and Anna Marie Morris. She's my co-host. She actually produces this show. If it was not for her, pushing and shoving and making sure I do this job right and getting the lights turned on and the cameras going and the sound going, I don't know what I would do without
My biggest job is just getting you here on time.
I know, that's the hardest part, just me getting up in time and getting here. She always reminds me, hey, you know what time it is? I go, what? And I say, it's time to get going. Yes, dear, let's get going. But anyway, I got Brian Armstead calling all the way. I believe you're in Maryland. Is that true, Brian?
Yeah, what time is it here, man? I mean, can Anna, can she help get me going in the morning?
Well, I'll tell you what, if it wasn't for the intravenous amount of coffee she injects into my veins, I don't think I could get going. I tell you, now tell me what's the weather
in Maryland, and I had a chance to drive a Ford recently, the 2016 Ford Escape.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a premium small SUV. Mm-hmm. Now, they have a 2017 model that's already on the roads, but I did drive the 2016, and they're very, very similar in terms of options and performance.
Wow.
When we talk Ford these days, James, what word, when it comes to engines, what two-word phrase would come to mind when it comes to Ford?
When it comes, I would say EcoBoost.
You got it. Ding, 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 ding.
That is the word. When someone says Ford, I go EcoBoost, gasoline direct injection.
That was not scripted. Ford has really raised the bar and inspired other manufacturers to follow suit with their small displacement, high output, turbocharged engines. Now, on this Ford Escape, James, it offers three engines. It offers a 2.5-liter naturally aspirated 4 with independent variable cam timing.
Okay.
It's got a 1.5-liter EcoBoost with independent variable cam timing. And it's also got a 2-liter EcoBoost with a twin-scroll turbocharger.
Ooh.
Now, twin-scroll doesn't mean twin turbochargers. It just means, a low RPM wheel and a high RPM wheel. It kind of eliminates some of the lag associated with larger turbochargers, yet gives you the performance that a quickly spooling smaller turbocharger provides. And for your audience that may not understand turbo technology, basically a turbocharger harnesses the power of the exhaust system, reroutes it through a compressor, and then force feeds that compressed air into the engine where it mixes with fuel at a more rapid rate. Hence, you get more performance with a turbocharged or a supercharged car. Superchargers just use a belt-driven compressor. Turbochargers use an exhaust-driven, which is free power.
Right.
Because that's going out the tailpipe.
Right.
So it's a very efficient way of providing the necessary horsepower to stay competitive in today's mega horsepower market. I mean, we've got cars now off the production line. We talked about it.
Yeah, the Hellcat. What was that, 700?
Yeah, the Hellcat. Come on.
What was that, 707
horsepower?
Yeah, 7.7. Oh, wow, that's unreal.
It's not. But the Hellcat even returns decent fuel economy, like, 13 to 18 miles a gallon in the city, which is really not bad for a car capable of 200 miles an hour.
Right.
But back to Ford, I'm so impressed with their entire lineup of cars. They've got just an amazing lineup of automobiles and SUVs. It runs the gamut from the Focus to the Fusion. They've got the Escape SUV, CUV. They've got the Transit Connect, the little small van that's making an impact in the commercial market and for small businesses. The Edge, one of my favorites.
Yes.
It kind of encompasses all that is good about Ford. Flex is a unique kind of a niche vehicle that,
Wait a minute. Hang on. You broke up right there. You broke up right there. Go back one sentence. You broke up. You faded out there on your phone there.
Sure.
Go back.
The Ford Flex is kind of an SUV tourer. It's got this retro, funky styling to it. It's either a love-hate relationship with the styling on the Ford Flex.
Okay.
But then you get to the venerable Ford Explorer, which is really, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but it's really the vehicle that started the whole SUV craze.
I think you're right.
Yeah, the Explorer's been around for a long time.
I think the Bronco. I think the little Bronco 2 is what Ford came out with originally.
Yeah, but the Bronco 2 wasn't considered a sport utility vehicle. It wasn't marketed as a sport utility vehicle.
Okay.
It was just marketed as a small truck.
Yeah,
you know, that whole moniker SUV had not yet been created. So while the Bronco was in fact did precede the Explorer, let's say that the Explorer was the first all-terrain vehicle to wear the sport utility vehicle moniker. Yeah. That probably gets it a little more an accurate sense, because I mean, you know, you've had Land Rover Defenders out, you know, for years.
Yeah, that's true.
But they weren't marketed as sport utility vehicles. And then at the top of the heap for Ford, you have the mighty Expedition. Still a viable competitor, a little long in tooth, some might say, because of its size. You know, people aren't exactly clamoring for gargantuan vehicles in the days of $2 gasoline.
Right.
For example, I'm driving a Toyota Land Cruiser this week as my press car. When was the last time you heard anybody talk about a Land Cruiser?
I don't think I have heard anybody talk about a Land Cruiser.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, oh, Land Cruiser, oh, yeah, that'd be nice in the schedule. I haven't driven one in 10 years.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so let's get back to the Escape. The base car comes in at $23,600, and then you know you can just kind of build it as you want. Now there's some incentives from Ford right now on the 2016 models that remain on dealer lots. Okay. You can get 0% APR for 60 months, plus $1,000 bonus cash, plus what Ford calls their Smart Bonus. And let's see, the Smart Bonus is, what is the Smart Bonus? I don't know what the Smart Bonus is, but I'm sure it's if you are an existing Ford customer or if you're driving a competitive vehicle, that's probably usually how those things are tied together. So if you like this vehicle, you know, after I gush over it and you say, hey, I want to get on down to my Ford dealer, you can get a great deal on the 2016 model. And there are not a lot of differences between the 2016 and the 2017 model. The Escape features a lot of really cool stuff, and one of them that I like is the Sync 3 infotainment system. And the Microsoft-based Sync has been much maligned. The learning curve is a little difficult, and as a result of that, put a ding on the J.D. Power scores because people say, "Oh, the system stinks and it doesn't work properly."
They've got it correct.
Take your time.
They've corrected it. They had a lot of problems with it. First, my father-in-law owns one, and he had the same exact problem. And it took them some software glitches to get it corrected. I think they've got it taken care of now, at least on his car.
Yeah, they've reflashed the units, and they're a lot more reliable. They don't freeze up, and they, you know, I like the Sync infotainment system.
Yeah.
And you know, it just does very well.
Now we'll tell you,
you can do all of your telematics, your navigation, your you know, your basic controls through Sync. And it's just a really cool way to kind of get around.
What were you going to say,
a word of advice about the Sync. My father had problems with his when his battery went dead. So I'm advising people, don't let your batteries go dead.
Yeah, because down here in Florida, batteries only last 2 years. Now, where you live up in Maryland, they probably last 4 or 5 years because the weather's a little cooler.
Yeah, they do.
But down here, 2 years. 2 years, that's it.
Okay, because the heat and humidity?
Yeah, just heat.
The heat.
You've got a battery in the engine compartment. That engine compartment gets 300 degrees. That battery lasts about 2, maybe 3 years on the average down here. And they don't last long. And when that battery goes dead, it is not pretty on some of these cars. Things have a tendency to get lost. We have to reprogram them and all that things out there.
Well, Sync now has a system called Sync Connect. It can keep you connected. You know, you can use Ford Pass to talk to track your vehicle's location.
Yeah.
Let's say if it's stolen, or you can remotely access your vehicle, and you can start, lock, and unlock it.
Or if
let's say you're in Paris and you forgot to lock the car, you can dial it up on the phone and lock the car.
I like that.
And
that
you
is
can
neat.
also include vehicle status. Let's say you're away and you don't know how much fuel is left in the car. You can look at the vehicle status, including the fuel level. You know, while you're away, you can do that all through a Sync Connect app. Now, it's got technology. Ford has really done a great job with technology, folks. It's got lane departure warning. It's got blind spot warning. It's got auto maneuver, which means you can self-park in and out of a tight parking spot. Now, That's technology usually reserved for much more expensive vehicles.
Yes.
You can get this as an option on the Ford Escape. It's got that cool foot-operated lift gate, which I really like because, you come from Costco, you got an armload of stuff, and you parked the wrong way. You didn't back in. You backed in instead of pulling in, so it's just kind of a nightmare. So with a simple swipe of the foot under the rear bumper, provided you have the key fob in your pocket, and the lift gate will open automatically. That's really,
it is.
A rainy day, children in the arms, you name it. There are a million scenarios where that technology will come in handy. The 2-liter EcoBoost model also surprisingly provides 3,500 pounds of towing.
Whoa.
That's pretty high for this class of vehicle.
Really?
You normally will get like 1,500
Yeah, if
pounds.
you're lucky, really. Yeah, my father's.
Yeah.
I think my father's is rated. His is a couple years old, around 1,500. But you say 3,500? That's awesome. That's pretty awesome.
3,500 pounds.
That's
you have
awesome.
to get the Class 2 towing package, but when you buy it from the dealer or when you have it factory installed, those towing packages are very cost effective. If you were to go to an aftermarket place like U-Haul or some of the other hitch providers, you get a real value by if you need to tow a couple of Sea-Doos or cruise, little sport boats. This is a type of vehicle, particularly if you outfit it with all-wheel drive. This is the kind of vehicle that you can take a couple of snowmobiles up into the mountains, and still have the ability to get back and forth with the enhanced traction that the all-wheel drive system provides.
Now, down here, you can take snowmobiles to the mountains. Down here in Panama City, we're lucky to be able to take Sea-Doos to the beach. That's about it. We're not going to the mountains, but that is a wonderful... We only got about a minute left there, Brian, but tell me in a nutshell, what do you think if people need to... Should they be interested to go take a test drive in this? What should people do if they like the idea of this car?
Well, I like it because, let me sum it up quickly. I'm tall, it's small, but I fit very well. This is a comfortable on-road machine. It returns a very decent 23 city, 30 highway, and the SE trim and titanium trim. It's priced very reasonably. Even the titanium top of the line, which is very well equipped, comes in at just $2,900. It's safe because it's a Ford. Ford really has been a leader in safety. German-like safety fanaticism in Ford. And Ford, yes, that's a compliment, so don't take it the wrong way. And it's, you can buy American and buy reliable and have a fun SUV that if you don't have a really large family or if you're not a very, very large person, it's an incredible value for the money. Again, 2016s are being offered with incentives. 2017s are now on the market. Go drive, take your pick. Ford.com for more details on the 2016-27 Ford Escape. A terrific vehicle, James.
Sounds good. We got to go, Brian. Thank you so much. We look forward. Next week, you're going to be doing the Toyota Land Cruiser next week? Is that what you're...
Oh, yeah, that sounds about right.
That's right. I'm going to be... I'm going to... We'll take care of it. We're going to do a show, but I'm going to be out of town. I'm going out of town next weekend, but we'll do the show before I go out of town. We're going to the National Convention for the Libertarian Party of the National Convention in Orlando. That's where I will be next. We'll start that way. But anyway, Brian, I look forward to talking to you next week. Thank you so much for your information.
Thank you, guys.
All right, I'll send you a copy of this. Bye-bye, everybody.
James Auto Center, we fix it right.